That low left hand, you have to have really good reflexes, natural vision, or got to be really side on and with that right hand, the left side of your chin.
Start listening a little bit more, yeah? Just jab and move. Jab, it's simple enough. You've done it.
Open. It's okay, it's okay.
Yeah? You've done it 50 odd times before, yeah? Here. As soon as you just stick behind your it's easy for you, isn't it?
Well, we saw Tyson Fury making his way into the arena. Here's the reason he's getting here so early. His brother Roman in action in our next contest here. He's been drifting between the cruiserweight and heavyweight divisions. His other brother Tommy also in the dressing room.
Corners, 10 seconds. Corners.
He's been talking here this week also about that damage to the eye inflicted in sparring. That big showdown against
round 5.
Alexander Usyk was scheduled to have taken place in this very ring 3 weeks ago, but now put back to May the 18th. Be live again on the Zone pay-per-view. Couple of rounds to go here then in the continuing education of the first ever Saudi Arabian professional boxer, Zad Almueen.
Yeah, the tempo's dropped a little bit from Almueen. I think he put quite a lot into those opening couple of rounds, looking to impress, and Flores has kind of figured him out to a degree, knows how to ride the shots, slip the shots, and there's some damage to the nose of Almueen. I think he's struggling to breathe a little, and I will agree with you, Mike, that lead left hand has invited shots from Flores. I think he's a big fan of the sport. He loves some of the old school fighters that fight that way, and I think he's tried to replicate them, but it needs to be sharp, like you said, Barry. You've got to be switched on, you've got to be razor sharp.
He's a little bit too squared as well, isn't it? He's boxing fine. He's trying, to be fair, he's trying a few feints there, trying to draw Flores on. It's not working, but he's having a go. He's trying to try things out.
Sometimes, as you say, Darren and Barry, what works on YouTube doesn't work under the lights.
Yeah, you've got to find your own style. What's natural to you? But if you are going to adopt another fighter's style, you've got to perfect it.
That's nice. He's just blocking with the right hand, throwing his left hand out there. It's a little bit of work. Good reactions there from Almueen.
I like the feint as well. Trying to draw the lead of Flores. Crafty though, I've said it time and time again, so tricky. He's not going to fall for that, but those feints will come in handy later on in his career for sure.
There's a bit of power in that left hook, isn't there, from Flores as well?
It's almost a jab short when he triples that jab up, because he gets Flores exactly where he wants him, and then Flores, he just kind of falls short and allows Flores to exit to his left. He takes one more, even half a step, then throws the right hand. Like I say, you've done the hard work, you've got your opponent where you want him. That's good work, right hand to the body, left hook upstairs.
Just the jabs, he's pop the jab out, come on.
He's not quite convincing with it. He's trying the feint, but he's sort of stamping down rather than in with the front foot, if that makes any sense.
He's too obvious with the feint. It's not subtle, is it?
You've got to slide that front foot, haven't you? You've got to threaten with the front foot. So the thought, the idea is, he's just not quite, haven't got it right just yet. And that's why these fights are fun, of course. You fight a guy with no journeyman, we call him, because you get the rounds, you get the experience, you get to try things out that you're working on in that gym.
Because against someone like Flores, that's akin to saying, here it comes.
Yes.
Nice deep breath, let out slow. Let out slow. One more time, baby.
Got it.
Yeah?
Last round, brother, yeah? Feeling okay?
Okay, last round, touch gloves, yeah?
Last round. Easy
You probably got that round there. Straight shot, yeah, straight shot. Nice, and the back, odd backhand, yeah? Just boom.
No problem.
Yeah? Just one
Just
push.
stay off the ropes, though. When you get to the ropes, move. Stay off the ropes, yeah?
Good?
Okay?
Yeah. Keep breathing.
Corners, 10 seconds. Corners.
He's got it.
Set then for the sixth and final round. Almueen trying to drum up the support of the crowd, but as you saw there, not too many in at the moment. Here early on, the card just came up to 7:30 in the evening local time on a bill that will go deep into the early hours of the morning here in Riyadh.
Another good double jab. Just didn't throw the right hand afterwards, just missing that time, but that's what he needs to do. And let me tell you now, look, Almueen will not be the last man that Flores frustrates. He's made a trade out of it, he's made a living out of it, rather. And these are valuable rounds for Almueen, but like I said, there's a lot to work with. Hand speed, I've been impressed with. Still needs to tidy up defensively, but seen good variation as well. With a jab, up and down, the right hand to the body, work with the body now. Lots of light, a lot to work on.
I was thinking, he's travelling, double and travelling the jab and then throwing the right hand, but Flores is turning his body to the right, so the left shoulder's blocking most of it, and he can't get that right hand over the top. What if he double jabs, left hooks? You know what I mean? Even if he doesn't land, he gets Flores to turn his body square to land with that right hand. You tell him that.
But you're right though, instead of go looking for the shot,
I want the validation from yourself.
Just use the movement of Flores to help you find the openings. I mean, Flores has done there what I'd like to have seen Almueen do a bit more of, to skip round the target.
That's it.
Almueen beginning to breathe heavily as we go into this final minute of the sixth and final round. This has been a good workout for him and plenty to look back on and to learn from when they re-watch this, him and Buddy McEwan.
And to manage the distance of a fight. You know, he's gone out really, really quickly, and you can see him now, the pace has started to catch up with him a little bit. I know it's only a sixth round, a bit. Like we said before, it is a work in progress, the career of Almueen, but you do need to manage the rounds, especially against fighters like this.
There's positives to go from it as well. I think he has been busy. He's dictated the pace throughout. He hasn't taken too many. Maybe more than maybe he should have, but not too many. And he's continually trying to find different things out and how it works in the ring. And some things are working, and some things are not.
Like decent fighters over in the UK that we've seen taken the distance by Christian Lopez Flores, Reece Mould, Royston Barney Smith and Ryan Garner, so too this man here, Zad Almueen, at the age of 23, the first ever professional boxer from the kingdom here in Saudi Arabia, in his 5th professional contest, and talking excitedly during fight week about how he hopes to be remembered as the first of many from here. The kingdom getting behind the very biggest fights in a number of divisions, principally the heavyweight division right now, but he hopes to create a real surge in interest in the locals here in Saudi Arabia.
Yeah, well, look, we said it at the top. It's all about moving in the right direction, improving with every fight. Certainly in those first 2 rounds, he looked very, very good. I was really impressed with the hand speed, the variation, head, body, landing some big shots. There was better defensive skills shown from Almueen, but a lot to work on still. You know, he didn't manage the fight as far as the rounds were so well. The defensively gaps started to appear, but again, a step in the right direction, Barry.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 6 rounds of boxing, Our referee in charge, Kieran McCann, scores this contest 60-54 for your winner from Riyadh, Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, and still undefeated, Zad Almueen.
So a workmanlike performance there from Zad Almueen, but the reaction there tells you how much it means to him to be boxing here in his native Saudi Arabia. His third fight here in the kingdom, the first time in this arena, as he takes the embrace there in the corner of Paul Smith. Buddy McGirt there just alongside Zad Almueen, has been working most recently, as far as the Smith family are concerned, with Callum Smith. As they pose for photographs. A proud Saudi, was actually born in New York, was Almueen, raised in Egypt, lived there with his mum while his dad was traveling to and fro between there and here in Saudi Arabia on business. Almueen now delighted with his night's work. Let's get his thoughts now. He's up there with Ariel Hilwan.
Thank you very much, guys. Yeah, if I could get a quick word from you over here. Congratulations on the victory. A hard-fought win over a verbal veteran. Are you happy with your performance?
As long as the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia is happy, I'm happy. As long as I'm making history for the Kingdom, I'm making history for me. This is what I love to do, and when you do what you love, you're always happy. But I want to kick things off by thanking the custodian of the two holy mosques, King Salman, and His Royal Highness the Crown Prince, Mohammed bin Salman, for empowering me and giving me the opportunity to carry our flag. And of course, President of the General Entertainment Authority, who is now the #1 most influential figure in boxing, His Excellency Turki al-Sheikh. This is what we do, Saudi Arabia! And I'll do it again and again and again. Put him in front of me, and they'll never stand in front of me again. I love you, Saudi Arabia. And I'll see you at the next one, inshallah. Alhamdulillah.
Could I ask, you are flying the flag for Saudi Arabian boxing. You are the guy. Do you feel nerves, pressure when you fight here as opposed to outside of the country?
Of course, but with that much pressure comes so much privilege, and I have to expect these emotions to be able to deal with them. I can't expect to be on the biggest cards of the year, the biggest cards of history. I can't expect to represent the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia in front of all these people and not expect the pressure to come with it. So when you expect emotions, you can deal with them perfectly, and that's what I love to do.
I saw you had a nice embrace with your head trainer, the legendary Buddy McGirt. What did he say to you after the fight?
Listen, Buddy McGirt has the PlayStation controller, and I'm the video game. He presses buttons, and I do as follow. What he says, I do. If I don't do it, I don't win.
Shukran. Salam alaikum. Congratulations.
Thank you, and for everybody coming to Saudi Arabia, welcome to Saudi Arabia, baby!
Guys, back to you.
Local interest then as we build towards the main event, and here, Darren and Barry, your review of what we've just seen.
Yeah, I thought he came out in the first round really controlled. He had that side-on stance, that shoulder tucked in, that chin tucked into the shoulder, travelling up the jab, trying to just push Flores back. Couldn't quite get that right hand on target. Didn't really adjust the feet, but kept plugging away, just dictating the pace all the time. Flores, every now and again landing with a good left hook, see it there with the gum shield coming out. The odd right hand as well from Flores, but mainly it was Almueen who controlled everything from the first bell to the last, Alan.
Yeah, just as he got a little tired, the gap started to appear defensively, but those first 2 rounds showed real improvements, and we see Buddy McGirt, they've got a good project, an exciting project in front of them.
Well, still 2 fights left here in the Kingdom Arena before our main show gets underway. Joshua against Ngannou, and the chief support, Zile Zhang against Joseph Parker, plus 2 world title fights and plenty more. Quite simply, if you love boxing, you'll love DAZN.
Hey champ, I know why you're here. You're a born winner, the top dog. You have a proper punch on you. It only takes one, eh? But I know you're not all about throwing haymakers. You know your bobs from your weaves, and you know the zone's got over 100 live events every year. Over 100. Proper stat. All the action, the chaos, the comebacks, the non-stop knockout. Big fights every week. So get those gloves back on. Together, we're boxing royalty. The Zone, undisputed.
Star-studded cast we saw there, and the biggest fights coming your way every month here on The Zone. On April the 20th, we head to New York to see the unbeaten world champion Devin Haney defend his WBC super lightweight title against Ryan Garcia. And then on May the 18th, we're back here in Saudi as we find out who is the best heavyweight on the planet when Tyson Fury and Alexander Usyk meet for all the belts.
So much pressure on young Zad Almueen, a lot of pressure on young Roman Fury. Yes. Obviously, look, got the Fury name, which does a couple of things here. Opens doors for you, I think he's acknowledged that, but also makes you the hunted. Everyone wants that Fury scalp. What do? This is only his full fight. He's now a heavyweight, former cruiserweight like yourself. He's starting to build up into a heavyweight now, though.
I think you should just go with it. If he's naturally filling out, don't try and bore yourself down. Let it flow naturally. He's a big family. His brother, his father, everybody's a unit in his family. So go with it. Don't bore yourself down. Let it flow. He's got that fighting blood, so it should come naturally to him. He's probably been fighting his whole life, maybe not in the ring, but probably sparring his brothers at home. And this is the opportunity. A lot of pressure, as you said, but the Fury's right to the pressure. So I'm looking forward to seeing his progression.
Yeah, let's see how he gets on. It's the third fight of the night. It is Roman Fury versus Martin Svark. Thomas Schreiber is in the ring, so let's throw it down to our MC.
Ladies and gentlemen, we continue now in the heavyweight division. Let's welcome the undefeated Martin Svark.
It's been the flavour of the night so far for some of the boxers here to sport their country's national colours, and likewise Martin Svark with the red and the blue and the white of the Czech Republic. Walking to the ring with a fairly sparse professional record. 2 wins, one of them inside the distance. At the age of 29, a relative latecomer to the professional ranks. And those 2 wins on his record came against local opposition in the Czech Republic. And this a very, very different occasion here tonight, as it has been all week, and a real test for Martin Svark long before he made his ring walk.
And now let's welcome the undefeated Roman Fury.
A family affair with Roman leading the way, and Tommy and Tyson and Dad John in the background supporting him all the way, as we saw earlier on this evening on the broadcast in the dressing room behind the scenes. Tyson Fury and Tommy Fury both have made their mark here in Saudi Arabia. Tommy Fury with that win against Jake Paul, when many fancied Jake Paul to get through on that particular occasion, and according to the fan zone, overwhelmingly in favour of Roman Fury here to make it 4 wins in a row in the professional ranks after 17 months since starting his career fighting for pay.
Ladies and gentlemen, this bout is scheduled for 4 rounds, and it is an international heavyweight contest. Brought to you by Frank Warren on behalf of Queensberry Promotions and Eddie Hearn for Matchroom Boxing. In conjunction with Riyadh Season, National Events Center, the General Entertainment Authority, GIA, Gold Star Promotions, Gimmick, and Sella. It is sanctioned by the British Boxing Board of Control, steward in charge, Robin Smith, timekeeper, Joseph Brannon. When the bell rings, our referee in charge, and scoring this contest will be Kieran McCann. Introducing to you first, fighting tonight out of the blue corner, he comes to the ring wearing red trunks and weighed in officially at 225.6 pounds. Coming to us from Sternberg, Czech Republic, he brings an undefeated record with 2 wins. One of his 2 wins coming by way of knockout. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Martin Sforge. And his opponent across the ring, fighting tonight out of the red corner. He comes to the ring wearing black, trimmed with gold, and weighed in officially at 224 pounds. Hailing from Salford, Manchester, England, he brings an undefeated record with 3 wins. One of his 3 wins coming by way of knockout. Ladies and gentlemen, here is Roman Fury!
Right, boys, listen up. You both know the rules. You will obey my commands at all times. When I tell you to break, break cleanly. Take a step back, throw no punches. Mind your hands in close, and most importantly, lads, protect yourself at all times. Shake hands.
Plenty of interest then in the ongoing development of the latest of the Fighting Furies. Roman of that ilk at the age of 27 and barely 17 months into his professional career. It's fight number 4.
Round 1.
And Roman begins from his southpaw stance, his 4th professional contest, last time out on a Harlem Eubank undercard, more famous names. He won inside the distance for the first time in his professional career.
And yeah, you can see the similarities. You can see already that he's Tyson's brother. See sort of the weight on the back foot. Starts to creep forward. He can be very nimble on his feet when he's forced back. But there are gaps defensively, I will say. Sometimes he can be guilty of lunging in. But he's a work in progress.
Well, you'll get that when you are sat on that back foot. You know, when you want to react again, when you're making someone miss, when you're making them pay for that mistake, you sometimes have to reach too far yourself. No, I thought his last performance was his best performance. I think he started to hold his feet a little bit more, show a bit more power, and it was a bit more of an improvement.
Roman's previous 3 opponents had lost more than 60 times between them, but then if we look back at the beginning of Tyson Fury's professional career, his first 4 opponents had lost a combined total of 54 between them. I know a lot of people don't like that about professional boxing, but that is often the way that prospects are built.
See the quick feet there as soon as Spark went to mount an attack. Straight out of range was Fury. There was a little shot that he threw. It was a nice left hand. He stepped to his left, which was probably not what Spark was expecting. You usually step to your right of your southpaw to try and get that left hand into play, but he went the other side and surprised Spark. It was a good shot.
Yeah, he's had a couple of successes with the left hand to the body in the first couple of minutes, has Roman Fury.
A few moments ago, though, we did throw a left hand to the body. He did get clipped on the temple with the left hook, and that's just minded to keep that right hand up when he does that. or get a little bit lower when you throw that body shot.
Boxing well here, the front foot predominantly. Variations, that's sloppy, doesn't need to be doing that. If the shot's not there, don't throw it. As soon as you see your opponent, move away. For your own safety, do not throw the shot.
On the front foot, with always a mind of being defensive, isn't he?
Yeah.
Like his older brother, of course.
Spark sometimes is off balance as he throws his own right hand, so potential for Roman Fury to time that as he launches forward.
That's a lovely left hand. Back comes Spark though.
Ruchik, you're winning by a country mile. You're getting two. I don't want you two in a rush. Hands here, when you jab, come back. Just watch for everything. Just have a little walk around the ring. Don't get in a mad rush, because when you've hit him, he's going to respond to you. He's young and he's hungry. He's not journeyman to watch the just take it up. He's trying to come back at you. So be aware of the counter-attack. So what you've got to do, just keep working behind the jab. All you've got to do is work, keep odd left hand and see where it takes you. When he runs into you like that, just back up, back to the side. Let's see some more lateral moves, some more footwork. And don't go back and try line.
Yeah, composed, controlled start from Fury. Took a couple of silly shots that he didn't need to throw. He landed a lovely left hand, then he was guilty of admiring his own work. He got caught with a right hand. Brother Tyson, please.
Smoke corners. Get the stool down. Box.
Referee Kieran McCann waiting for the check corner to clear before he allows the resumption. Round 2 then scheduled for 4. And this in turn the 4th professional contest in the career of Roman Fury.
It looks like I'll just try and be a little bit more aggressive. And when he lets his hands go, you know, Roman takes notes, you know.
It wouldn't be a bad option for Spark, I think, to double up with his right hand.
Yeah.
When he gets close, just got to be quick on those feet though. We've seen Roman Fury now starting to plant his feet. He'll take half a step back. He's trying to look for that counter now with the left hand. So it's important that Spark is a bit more cute when he lets his hands go.
That's better there from Fury. It's just a little, it was a subtle feint, but it was enough to let that left hand go a little bit more freely, give him a little bit of rhythm. It wasn't like a feint to put back on aware. It was just enough to give a little bit of a momentum.
Timed a nice left hand there, did Fury, as Spark again just launched in off balance when he throws that right hand, the Czech fighter.
Spark's he's got to engage his legs. You've got to just bend his knees a bit, get a little bit lower. And that'll make him a little bit faster because he will push off his legs, he'll go on the balls of his feet, and it'll make him a harder target to hit.
That's serving well, that counter punching. You can see he's far more effective when he's coming back with a counter of Fury. He can be a little clumsy when he's leading, but when he's avoiding the shot, firing back with a counter, that's his natural way of fighting. So it's then down to you to draw out the lead. Make your opponent throw so you can look for that counter.
Is now starting to have repeated success with that left hand, is Fury, as we head into the final 50 seconds of the second round.
And he fights at a decent tempo as well. When he's not throwing, he's feinting, he's making you think all the time. That's draining mentally and physically for your opponent.
He's just a little bit more accuracy, isn't he, the last sort of 30 seconds here, Fury. A little bit more intensity into it. It's not loads, but a little bit more. I think Sparks is starting to struggle for pace a bit here. He's not blowing exactly, but he's a bit of a lost figure in there, I think.
And you were touching on the Fury traits. They're clearly evident here, and not just Tyson, but almost like a southpaw Hughie Fury as well.
Yeah, definitely. Spent a lot of time with each other. You can see that, rubbing off on each other, and that's not a bad thing at all.
Rush in. All he can do now is rush in. So what you do, half a step back, drop it right in the middle. Well, hands up, you've got to work from here with this man. Work from here. When he's rushing you, half a step back, good, whoop, down the side, and then if he hasn't got, then clinch him. Keep it simple. He's going to try and rush you now. You feel like, yeah? Good, yeah. Touch him up. When he rushes you, half step back, bang, and bring the right hook in. Yeah? Just keep, don't get excited. Move it now.
We've been talking a lot so far tonight about the transition into boxing from MMA of Francis Ngannou, but this is a man who is a long way further down that road. Jack McGann talking this week at the press conference about how well training has gone in New Mexico in the United States, as he looks to appear on the biggest stage of his career so far. Into the second half of this contest then, round 3 scheduled for 4.
I'd have to agree with John Fury in the corner there, asking for his boy to take a step back and look for the uppercut, throw the uppercut, then follow it with a hook. He's missed a couple of times. He has landed a few of the straight left hands, but he has missed with a couple. And when Spark comes forward, you can see there he does come over that front foot a little bit, and that does make you wide open to an uppercut. Let's see if he listened to his dad.
Got faster hands, in fact, better timing, better placement in his feet. Now's the time for him to let his punches go, I feel. You can feint your way in, do all this big tricky bit, sit on the back foot, when you let your hands go, be precise with it, do it in 3s and 4s, and then don't do that jump back.
Yeah, he's just not as comfortable leading, is he? Just wants Spark, but Spark's starting to let his hands go a little bit more in this round, so that will present openings for Fury. Just neglecting the jab as well.
Yeah.
More jabs, head, body. Vary that shot. You can even pour it out at times to use it as a feint to draw the opponent to throw shots.
Use the feint to be...
That was a good shot.
And follows up impressively as well.
Good right hook to the temple there, wasn't it, on that follow attack?
See now, he should be coming forward, letting his hands go. Still not 100% recovered, Spark.
Reinforcing that superiority. That's the test now for Fury.
But if you like to be a reactive fighter, rather than wait for the guy to throw, if you feint, use the feint as that instead of that. Substitute it with a feint and then throw.
Yeah, again, John Fury saying keep it tidy. I would agree with that. Just a little sloppy at times, but he did have an opportunity there to build on it, but it's a nice counter punching from Fury.
It's fact, though, every time he attacks, he brings that back foot forward, squares himself up. He felt that there, Svag, I think.
Here's where we are now. He's going to come at you now like a mad bull, but I want to see it tidy. Keep your shape. Keep the punches shorter. When you walk him on, shorter punches, because you catch him at the end of the shot, at the arm punches. Set him up properly, nice shape. Here, look, touch, bang, right down the middle. All his touch, bang, right down the middle.
Looping left hook there from Fury.
Again,
just getting the faster hands.
Let's show some nice boxing now.
There's his big brother there, well happy with that, encouraging him.
Boxing nice.
He's winning the fight.
Keep it up now, it's going to be
A
dangerous.
little bit more that we expect from him. I think there's a little bit more to give.
Nice one there. Touch
Yeah, I
up,
agree.
bang, bang. Yeah. Keep your hands up.
I guess it's a blessing and the curse having that surname. You know, you expect big things, but like we said at the top, he is a work in progress. A real novice of the sport. So we do have to be patient.
Yeah, we've seen the likes of Conor Ben carrying on the family name, Chris Eubank Jr. But those two in particular, generations apart. This man, Roman Fury, having to do it in the same era as his brothers.
Stark landed with a little right hand there.
He's got to shorten the shots up as well, Fury. Too wide with the shots. By the time Spark gets to him, the shots are almost round the side of the head. He needs to shorten the shots up, to sort of twist from the hip instead of winging the shots out wide.
When he rushes him, he squares up his feet. But because Fury takes a step and then leans over, he can't take that other step to push off with that left hand. And that's what he needs to do. Again here now, he could be feinting and rattling off a nice fast three-punch combination here. Keep it nice and long. You got a nice little long right hook. There's Roman Fury.
Yeah, learn that for sure. You can still be busy being a counter-puncher, feinting, throw a shot, come back with two once you've missed your opponent's shot. I mean, that will all come, I'm sure. It does need to be busy, just waiting too much.
Looking for that bingo shot, trying to time that left hand as Spark makes his way in.
They're going crazy in the Czech corner. They really are, really trying to rally on Spark.
Good shot there from Fury. But when he's on the ropes here, the way he leans over, he looks away from the target, and he got himself a little bit of trouble a few seconds ago. Wasn't hurt, but had to take a couple of shots.
Blood now spreading beneath the nose of Spark, but the corner still urging him to press forward in this last half a minute or so.
I think Spark would have liked this to have been a six-rounder. Starting to come on a bit stronger now. I think he feels that Fury's feeling the pace. The corner's going crazy. In the Spark blue corner there. For sure, the Czech man's feeling the pace as well, but...
You just saw him glance up at the big screen there to see how long was left on the clock. Nice shot there from Roman Fury.
And almost the signature shot, the left hand, which was the most successful punch of the contest for Roman Fury, watched on by Tyson, will be in this very arena, in this very ring, on May the 18th, live on DAZN pay-per-view around the world. The undisputed heavyweight championship against Alexander Usyk.
Yeah, I mean, look, there was a lot to like there, and there was a lot that he needs to work on, I feel, Fury. That you can't always wait for the shot to come out. I think sometimes you've got to grab the fight by the scruff of the neck and look to lead on occasions, or if you're not comfortable doing that, at least you've got to do something to try and draw out the lead of your opponent so you can look for the shot. But he showed good footwork, some good variation there. And for sure got another win.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 4 rounds of boxing, our referee in charge, Kieran McCann, scores this contest 39-37 for your winner and still undefeated, Roman Fury!
So applause from the Fury clan for the win for Roman, 27 years of age, 4 straight wins now in his professional career. Referee Kieran McCann deeming it worthy of the performance of Spark, but the Czech fighter won 1 of those 4 rounds. And very shortly we'll be getting the views of Roman, talking to Ariel about that performance. Taking up boxing during the pandemic, started training alongside Tyson and Tommy. Described himself back then as a 20-stone mess who's changed his life. Let's hear his thoughts now on his latest performance with Ariel.
Thank you very much, guys. Here with the victorious Roman Fury, a very proud John Fury by his side as well. Roman, congratulations on another win for you. Tough vet out there, gave you a good battle. How would you assess your performance tonight?
Listen, I did very well. You know, every fight's a learning fight. This kid come to win. He's a big, strong lad, undefeated himself, young, so he's not like you. The rest of these up-and-comers are facing. I'm getting hard learning fights, so I'm happy with it.
John, how would you assess your son's performance?
The first 2 rounds was lovely, but the learners, they're both kids, aren't they? You know, but what a strong kid. He come to win. He brought pride for his country. And they've landed some heavy artillery out there, you know, but for 2 novices on where he's at on his programme, he's never boxed amateur. He's on a massive show. He's got the big GK there. You know, the pressure's on this kid. Nobody knows how much pressure's on these boys when these enter the ring, because they want to impress him there, look. And I tell you what, Tyson, you can only be proud, can't you? 3-fight novice, never only been boxing a short time. But listen, I can only congratulate this young man as well. You've done your country proud.
Well done there, great scenes. I see your brother's very proud of you as well, Roman. You know, there's a lot that comes with the Fury name, right? And you have, you know, a lineage to follow. Do you feel that pressure at such a young age?
Of course there's pressure with the name, but listen, I'm enjoying life. From where I come from 2 years ago to where I'm at now, nobody in this world could have imagined it. I'm riding the wave. Thanks to His Excellency Turki El Sheikh for having me on. Thank you for my father for training me. And we roll on, I got the win, so I'm buzzing.
Does this all feel very surreal for you to be on a stage like this? And I know you want to give props to your team.
Yes, thanks to Rob and Brian, been there all this time by me. These ones I'm going to keep with, so big up. And thank you, Tyson, for coming and supporting me. Without him, none of this is possible to be, so big thanks to Tyson.
Yeah, just in conclusion, how surreal is all of this for you? You're fighting on this massive stage, on a massive card, with just 4 pro fights under your belt now.
I'm still waiting to wake up. I feel like I'm in a dream, so I'm going to keep dreaming until it goes. But on to the next one.
Well done. Congratulations. Up the Furies, right? Guys, back to you.
Thanks, Ariel. And this was the reaction of Tyson Fury to the win of his brother Roman. Applauding, I'm sure, not just the performance tonight, but what he's done with his life in the last couple of years in particular. Roman Fury winning for the 4th time in his professional career on this, a massive night described by John Fury, and for sure a massive learning curve for Roman Fury. And remember, on this massive night, the main show kicks off at 9 p.m. here on DAZN when the big men come out to play.
Live on DAZN worldwide, Friday, March 8th. Joshua versus Ngannou. His earthquaking power shocked the world. The left Fury floored.
Big shot from Ngannou.
Now back into the ring. He seeks to knock down and knock out. But AJ is back. The pursuit of 3 times world champ is on. It's all to fight for in KnockoutChaos. Live on DAZN worldwide, Friday, March 8th. Buy now at dazn.com.
I know you very quickly want to say something about Roman Fury. Go on, floor's yours.
Yeah, I thought he boxed great. I thought he picked his shots. It was a perfect match for him at this stage in his career, where he had an opponent really coming to win, throwing big, dangerous shots. He copped a couple, but it's a learning experience. He's only going to get better from those types of fights, so I'm looking forward to seeing the future.
Yeah, well done to him as well. A lot of pressure with that Fury name, but I fought very, very well in his 2nd heavyweight contest. Jack McGann versus Louis Green is up next. Jack McGann, very interesting story. Was a former MMA guy, right? Fought MMA, then moved on to boxing in 2018. What do you make of that transition? How difficult is that?
It's not that difficult for a well-rounded combat fighter. You know, there's a lot of punching in MMA. You know, I've seen fighters come from kickboxing, come from Muay Thai, and make the transition. Look at Ngannou, perfect example, having 1 fight against the very best. You know, Michael Venom Page, who fights in the UFC tomorrow. There's lots of fighters can do it. Some fighters start off in MMA and actually better at boxing. So it's interesting to see his progression as a boxer, but this should tell us a lot tonight.
Yeah, certainly will. Jack McGann as well, by the way, last time out on the undercard of Tyson Fury versus Francis Ngannou, fought Roberto Duran Jr. And knocked him out.
Yeah.
So exactly. He can punch, he can crack a bit as well.
The son of a literal legend in the game, and that shows you the trajectory he's on.
Yeah. What about the pressure, though, for fighters like this that are coming out, that have only had a few fights? and they're coming out to this kind of pressure, obviously a massive card. Do you thrive under that?
It makes you up a little bit? Makes you or breaks you. If you're the type of fighter who is going to make it in the big time, you're going to have to deal with the pressure at some stage. So better off to getting out of the way nice and early. For me, having an opportunity like this to come to Saudi Arabia on such a big card with the world watching you, this is your opportunity to shine. Some people, it's not for them. They like the small hall shows and they perform well there. But this is Saudi Arabia.
Yeah,
it doesn't get any bigger than
that, David. I mean, look, you fought all over the world. I mean,
nowhere like this. This
is why I know you're itching to come back, David, because I know you want a piece of this, David. You want to fight in the kingdom. But no, look, incredible arena. And it's funny because we're here 48 hours earlier. There was a football match being played right where we are standing right now, and they've transformed it into a boxing
arena. Earlier on today, you could see the turf underneath. Today, you could see it, and all of a sudden, it's a boxing arena. I don't know how they do it. They're very well organised over here, that's for sure.
By the way, the internet is going crazy at the moment, because yesterday, I don't know if you were teasing me or not, David, but you was like, okay, you know, George Foreman won a heavyweight title at 45, I've still got a couple of years. Are you wanting to do that very quickly?
I don't know. I'm feeling pretty good. The abs are popping back. I'm feeling fresh.
I'm calling it now.
My Achilles is nice and healed, so we'll see.
Tony Bellew hint there as well. Jack McGann versus Louis Green is our next fight. Thomas Schreiber is in the ring. I can see him, so let's throw to your MC.
Ladies and gentlemen, Knockout Chaos continues with a super welterweight contest. Let's first welcome to the ring, Louis the Medway Mauler Green.
As Louis Green makes his way towards the ringside area here, this is likely to be very different to what we've seen so far here on the night of Knockout Chaos. So far it's been about prospects being tried early in their careers and continuing their respective stages of development. But here this is very much about winner takes all in terms of where they go on to in this super welterweight division. Don't forget, on the main show we've got a world title fight in this 154-pound division with Israel Madrimov against Magomed Kurbanov. But here is Louis Green, the Medway Mauler, as he calls himself. Big fan of the Manasseh Mauler, Jack Dempsey, the world heavyweight champion of a century ago.
Let me see your gloves, Louis. How are you, mate? All right?
Yeah, I'm good, dude.
Good man, yeah, not bad, mate.
And now let's welcome the undefeated Jack the Pilgrim McGann.
So Jack McGann making his way to the ringside area to the accompaniment of the Waterboys, and a song with the lyrics about some seeing only the crescent, others seeing the whole of the moon, and this man looking at the bigger picture, still making that transition from MMA, where he won 11 of his 16 contests, into the professional ranks. Been a pro now for around 6 years. But a big chunk of that was spent on the sidelines during the pandemic stages. And when the question was posed on the Frag Zone, the answer was fairly clear-cut. Pretty much 3-1 that McGann will win here tonight against Louis Green.
Ladies and gentlemen, this bout is scheduled for 10 rounds, and it is a eliminator for the WBC Silver Super Welterweight Championship. Brought to you by Eddie Hearn for Matchroom Boxing and Frank Warren on behalf of Queensberry Promotions in conjunction with Riyadh Season, National Event Center, the General Entertainment Authority, GIA, Gold Star Promotions, Gimmick, and Sella. It is sanctioned by the British Boxing Board of Control, Steward in Charge Robin Smith, along with the World Boxing Council, President Mauricio Suleiman, Supervisor Hussein Wishi. Timekeeper is Stuart Lithgow. Our 3 judges assigned, scoring on a 10-point must system, will be Antonio Carrillo of the United States, Ray Danseco of the United States, and Victor Laughlin of Scotland. Our referee in charge, third man in the ring, will be Kieran McCann of England. Introducing to you first, fighting tonight out of the blue corner, he comes to the ring wearing black with green and weighed in officially at 153.2 pounds. Coming to us from Kent, England, he brings a professional record consisting of 16 wins, 4 defeats, with 10 of his 16 wins coming by way of knockout. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Louis the Medway Mauler Green. And his opponent across the ring, fighting tonight out of the red corner. He comes to the ring wearing black with silver and weighed in officially at 153.4 pounds. Hailing from Liverpool, England, he is undefeated with 9 wins, 1 draw, 6 of his 9 wins coming by way of knockout. Ladies and gentlemen, here is Jack the Pilgrim McEwan.
Right, boys, you both had your instructions in the dressing room. You know what I expect. Keep the fight clean, obey my commands, and most importantly, protect yourself at all times. Shake hands.
Well, in that far corner, just leaving the ring, Martin Murray, former world title challenger. And to qualify for his boxing license, Jack McGann had to spar 4 rounds with Martin Murray in front of British Boxing Board of Control officials to convince them he was worthy of a professional license. And now he's 10 fights into his professional career and looking to push on against the man who last time out was outpointed over 12 rounds by Sam Gilley for the Commonwealth Super Welterweight title.
Right, I don't want to jinx it, but I just can't see how this fight won't deliver. When I look at it stylistically, you know, I'm sure the styles would gel. With Green, you know what you're going to get. He is a handful. He really is. He's just relentless. We see that in the Gilley fight, though. We come off second best. And McGann, he's not afraid of planting his feet and letting big shots go.
Good shot there by Green. Just a little lazy left hand there from McGann.
And barely a minute in, and there's already a reddening of the face of McGann.
It's important for McGann not to panic under the pressure. You've got to try and stay calm, because this is going to be all night for you, as long as the fight lasts. And also the management with the output. You've got to try and keep.
Oh! Tremendous right hand. A minute and 20 seconds gone in the opening round, and McGann is going to struggle to get to his feet here. And the referee will take some convincing.
Wow.
And he looks into the eyes of McGann. And whatever was predicted, nobody foresaw a first-round knockout finish in favour of Louis Green at the age of 31, on the back of a defeat, on the back of losing his Commonwealth title. And he has revived his career in quite stunning style.
Incredible. What a shot. I mean, I did think the fight was going to be unbelievable, but that right hand, something else.
Well, we thought we knew it was a massive step up for McGann. We were saying that all weekend. This is a real leap of faith here for him, because Green is tough. But if Green was going to win this fight, it was going to be wearing McGann down, and if anything, when it's starting him late or getting on points with a dominant display of strength. Not the one punch like that punch power that he showed there. That was absolutely fantastic.
I mean, it was an incredible shot, it really is. You see now, look, there's a lazy jab from McGann. You can't be throwing shots like that and not expect to be countered against somebody with the experience of Green. It was a lovely, well-delivered. Look where the head position is as well. He's just slipped inside the stance of McGann, and he's just thrown an absolutely 10 out of 10 right hand there.
He slipped inside the jab, the lazy jab again. He's already landed with the right hand earlier with the same sort of shot that McGann threw. But in this time, he slid that front foot forward, took his head over to the left. That transfers all your weight over to the left-hand side. So when you throw that right hand, it gives so much torque, so much extra torque and power into that shot. And he was out for it. He was done. He bravely tried to get up, but he's unsteady on his legs, and the referee done making the right choice there for McGann. But what a... Listen, we always say about these shows, these are the shows that you want to step up, make people remember things about you to get back on the next show. And Louis Green just did that there tonight.
And curiously, it's how McGann made his mark last time he was here with that stunning knockout win. The irony, he's on the wrong end of it.
Yes, honestly, remarkable scenes. I mean, if you're Sam Gilly at home, you must be thinking, wow, you know, I've just beaten this guy. This guy comes over here now, and he's just created a real name for himself. What a shot that was. And just before that, Mike, I was going to mention the graphic that they showed just before the ring, the percentage that they fancied McGann for, and I thought, was it 74%? And with the experience, the know-how that Green was bringing into this contest, that surprised me. And Green completely ripped that up. And what next for that man?
And is this an instance in which we have seen how difficult it can be to make the transition? How difficult Jack McGann has found it, moving up to take on this seasoned campaigner in Louis Green, who himself was coming off the back of a defeat. Lost his Commonwealth title at York Hall last October against Sam Gilly, who's now been nominated to fight for the British title. Plenty to come in the super welterweight division in Britain and beyond. Let's get the official time now from Thomas.
Ladies and gentlemen, here is the official time. 1 minute 29 seconds of round number 1. Our referee in charge, Kieran McCann, waves off the contest. Therefore, your winner by way of technical knockout and winner of the Eliminator for the WBC Silver Super Welterweight Championship, Louis the Medway Mauler Green.
Well, if only you could read the thoughts on the face of Jack McGann as the official time was being announced there. Louis Green at the age of 31. What a tremendous boost to his career. And it's easy to say now after the event, Darren, but actually Jack McGann from the start was looking under pressure. And I mentioned in commentary he already had a reddened face after a minute or so. We'll pick up on that in a moment. Darren, but let's get the thoughts of the winner, Louis Green, with Ariel.
Mike, thank you very much, Louis. Wow, unbelievable knockout, scintillating stuff. Did you expect that? Did you expect the fight to end so soon?
No, I thought it was going to go 10 hard rounds. That's what I said beforehand. I'm expecting a real banger. It's normally what I'm in from the get-go, so that's all I was expecting.
Obviously, last time out, tough night at the office for you. How was your confidence going into this fight, considering what happened in October?
Sky high. Nothing happened to me in October. I'm up for nominee. Me and Sam Gilly going to get fighted in one of the fights of the year. Nothing happened to me. It was a close fight. And now I believe that man was mandatory for the British to fight Sam. So it looks like me and Sam are getting it on again. When I get back, I have to wait and see what gets signed up now. People want to see it.
Yeah, that should be a banger. You know, there was a lot of buzz, a lot of hype surrounding Jack, considering his story, considering how well he has done as a pro. Did you feel like you were being overlooked going into this fight?
Yeah, because every single person who mentioned me mentioned my 4 losses. But they don't mention the 16 wins before the 4 losses. With the 10 men I've knocked out some of the best men around, and in their back garden. I've won every title away from home. I beat Freddie Hewitt away from home, the Commonwealth, and defending it. Everything I've done has been away.
So it was it gets frustrating when you mention 4 people I've lost to. They're 4 really good boys, but I've beaten 16 really good boys as well also.
So would you say you entered the ring tonight maybe with a bit of a chip on your shoulder?
No, not a chip on my shoulder, but I'm just confident in I train hard. I give up work for this. I jump from job to job that fit around providing for my kids and being able to fight for a living. And for this one, I give up work completely to come here and put on a show, and I knew I was going to do it. I was confident all week. My brother, I'm not a betting man, my brother just won a couple of grand on me because he bet this round.
Well done to your brother. By the way, what is your day job right now?
Well, I was digging holes, fitting the water mains in my Power George, who's sitting there in the slum we live in down in Carnation in Medway. That's going to be rammed with the beers when I get back, boys. Yeah.
And now here you are on a stage like this, a scene like this. What has this experience been like for you here in Saudi Arabia?
Me and my dad come from nothing, absolutely nothing, just a working class background, and I was a bad kid. I was on my way to prison, and my dad saved me and stuck by me, and my dad's a postman, and my dad's here with me now, sharing all of this. I can't even put it into words how it feels.
What was the key to not going down that bad path, if you will, going down the path that you're on right now?
My first son when I was 16. I had a son when I was 16 years old, and I feel like I owe my life to him.
Where's your son right now?
Watching right now my other son and my daughter.
I love it. What do you want to say to them back home watching you right now live?
I'm going to ring you in about 5 minutes, and I love you with all my heart.
When do you want to return? This was a quick one, obviously. Would you like to return relatively soon?
Yeah, I'll go again tonight if they paid me.
Well, maybe tonight you celebrate. Looking forward to your next one. Once again, congratulations, my friend.
Thank you very much.
Guys, back to you.
Tremendous performance then from Louis Green. And this then to build up to that dramatic finish.
Oh, I mean, it was incredible, Mike. It really was. He threatened it from the off. Like Barry said, he had landed a similar right hand, but he got away with it, McGann, but he didn't that time. Look at the head position. Look where he's generated all that power from. He's just fully rotated through that right hand. That's experience there. That's the 16 wins that he was talking about, Mike, all in that one shot. I think he may have just become my favourite boxer with that story about the kids and giving up work. And I mean, this is what boxing is all about, the narratives, you know, coming off a defeat there. But when you leave it all in the ring, when you've got that kind of heart, that desire, that will to win, opportunities can come your way, and then it's down to you to go and take them. And that's exactly what Green has done this evening. And you can see what it means to him.
The rage and the fury of being overlooked, all delivered in that one single right hand, which has turned around the career of Louis Green. He said himself, everybody talks about the defeats, but now, with McGann having been nominated to face Sam Gilly for the vacant British title, surely now Louis Green takes that place and we can get set for the rematch between him and Gilly. The rematch of that cracking contest at York Hall last October, which Gilly won over 12 rounds. Huge fight potentially to come, and here, a big night still to come, and in May, it gets even bigger.
Live on DAZN worldwide May 18th. The fight of the century. Tyson Fury versus Alexander Usyk for the undisputed heavyweight championship of the world. Tyson Fury looks to reign as king of the division. But Alexander Usyk is undefeated and coming for the crown. For the first time in over 20 years, all the belts are on the line. Ring of Fire, live on DAZN worldwide, May 18th.
I'm not quite sure how Louis Green would have predicted the win would have come tonight, but that surely would have been in his wildest dreams. Conor Benn joins us now. Barry Jones just ran from commentary position. Barry, look, we said this was a big step up for Jack McGann, and it proved it.
Yeah, it really did. You know, we knew Green was going to put lots of pressure on McGann. It was how he coped with that. And even I fancied Green to win, but I thought it would be a wearing down process, not that shot. McGann threw a lazy jab early in the round and got caught with the right hand, not much on it. He threw it again, and this time Green stood his front foot forward, put his head over to the left, and then threw that right hand over the top. All our weight went right into that shot. It was a beautiful punch, probably the best punch he's thrown in his career, and he got the just rewards for it.
Conor, has Louis Green was doing the interview with Ari Helwani, you said a couple of things. You said tough man, working class man.
I've sparred with him before. So
those spars will be good.
You know what he brings to the table. He's a strong guy. He's hungry, you know, and he comes from a humble background. But, you know, he threw that right hand, dipped, he knew exactly what he was doing. He put pressure on him straight away from the get-go and done what he needed to do. That right hand was perfectly timed and perfectly positioned.
Yeah, we're seeing it now, pictures of it. I mean, it's just perfect, isn't it? I mean, you put every bit of force into that as well, don't you, Barry?
Yeah, you do, because you've seen it, because you're on about you've got to shoot the jab from the shoulder. The jab's got to be fast. If it's a little bit slow, it'll come back low quite often, because you don't have the speed to bring it back. And he did it once, McGann, and he caught him Green the first time, touched him. The second time, he just knew it. He slid that front foot in, and over he went. Everything went into that shot. He knew he was going to land. As soon as he came out, he didn't wait for the punch to come back. As it was coming out, he knew it was too slow, and he committed to it.
Yeah, that was the last fight, by the way, on the prelims. Main event will kick off in about half an hour, so make sure you scan the QR code. Make sure you don't miss what's coming up in about 30 minutes' time. I have to ask you, Conor, a lot of people have been messaging me. They saw your little face-off there with Manny Pacquiao, rivals. So idols become rivals. I love that title as well, by the way. Any announcements coming up potentially in the next couple of days?
Listen, we're out here in Riyadh here to enjoy the boxing tonight. You know, it happened to be me and Manny Pacquiao was there. You know, he's a legend, he's an icon. You know, there's levels to this game, and he's achieved everything any young fighter could want to achieve in the game. If the fight happens, I'm sure it'd be here in Saudi.
Yeah, I think it will be as well. Conor, look, you're going to be with us at 9 o'clock. Thank you very, very much. I'm going to do a bit of musical chairs now, because I'm hearing that Mike Costello is going to join us, Barry, and talk about the AJ story. And it is an incredible story, isn't it?
It really is. He doesn't get enough credit for it, actually. You know, he started boxing late. And just took to it like a duck to water, a world silver medalist, an Olympic gold medalist, still relative in amateur terms, a novice, let's be honest. And when he turned professional, he had the weight of the country on his shoulders, and he brought stadium boxing to the UK. So I've been around boxing a long time, and stadium fights were few and far between, and he made it a regular occurrence, and people forget that. No, your generation of boxing fans have been spoiled by all the big fights in the UK, and it's really been on the back of him.
Very ageist there, our generation. Incredible story is Anthony Joshua. It doesn't just start from the 2012 Olympics. It's before that. Here is the story of Mr. Anthony Joshua.
Anthony Joshua! It's perfect balance, perfect execution. Brilliant right hand from Joshua.
Left hook from Joshua.
Wonderful variety. Beautiful shot.
Oh, he got caught with a 1-2 piece, and he's up against the ropes.
Oh, it's all over. Joshua's back.
And Victor Festchenko scores it 116 to 112 for the winner by split decision. And still the unified heavyweight champion of the world from Ukraine, Alexander Usyk.
Even talking about it now, it just makes me feel like chokes up a bit. I wasn't supposed to lose in my head, and it just hurt the defeat.
I think he's really angry. I think he felt he won that fight tonight. I think he did all he could.
When you put everything into something, and what I gave wasn't enough, it's not easy. There's no silver medal in boxing. The only thing we get credit for is winning.
On that night, a second defeat by the same fighter, and I thought this might be the end of him at this highest level.
If we look back at his behaviour after the second fight against Alexander Usyk, when he was criticised for what he did in the ring with the belts and what he was saying, I think it's clear that it's been really difficult psychologically for Anthony Joshua.
How did you beat me? Let's do this. How?
It was a mad time for him, because he's thinking, do I get back to the pinnacle of the heavyweight division? Why am I getting beat by a guy who's half my size?
After the aftermath, it's done. I lost, but I still have so much to gain. I came back to the UK for Christmas, and then early Jan, we ended up going to Dallas, Texas to meet with Derek James.
He's experienced absolutely everything the boxing can throw at you. He's had setbacks, the likes of the Andy Ruiz fight, now the Alexander Usyk fights. Everybody writes him off and says he's done. This lad is basically still a novice when it comes to boxing terms. I think he's had about 50 fights, 60 fights in his whole life. He's bypassed so many levels because of athletically, he's just so good. World Championship silver medalist, Olympic gold medalist, unified heavyweight champion. It's insane.
A peak AJ was probably the Vladimir Klitschko fight. It was phenomenal. Nearly ripped Vladimir Klitschko's head off with an uppercut. I think it was in the picture where the neck stretches about 3 foot. You look at Anthony Joshua there and you go, do you know what? After that fight, you pretty much ticked every box.
AJ's speed and development has gone so fast. He's always going to be playing catch up with the actual boxing experience, because it's only them rounds of and years of being in the gym that allows you to gain that experience, and he's getting it now.
And now entering the arena, AJ Anthony Joshua!
The 3 performances of Joshua across 2023, I think signal that he's coming back to something like his best.
Good right hand behind it.
He was heavily criticised for his performance first time out against Jermaine Franklin in London, the tough American. I think that's a performance that might actually age well.
Good uppercut. Oh, tremendous left uppercut. Wonderful variety.
I always felt like stamina was one of the issues that I was facing. So, you know, for me personally, to go and get 12 rounds under my belt was really good. It gave me confidence that my stamina's improving and I'm ready to now let my hands go. And even if it goes 12 rounds, I have no worries.
He boxed really well, I thought, but he didn't show any improvement on his mindset, and that was to step in with the jab. And I've seen this to Joshua for all the time. The jab wins him the fight.
Obey my commands at all time, defend yourselves at all time. God bless, touch gloves.
Robert Helenius, who is a decent fighter, like Andy Ruiz back in 2019, is a decent fighter, but you think Joshua should have the better of him. But this new Joshua, who lacks a bit of confidence, Helenius being a giant himself, who knows? And he didn't box great.
It was a little tentative at times against Helenius. It was a little bit like, are we going to see another one of those performances?
Good jab to the body.
Helenius, late change, late replacement, completely different style. I think it was on the Friday of fight week or something like that. At first it was a bit, not challenging, but I had to download the information that Helenius was presenting me, and once I'd done that, I knew what I had to do.
The right hand that finished that fight against Helenius is what everyone had been waiting for. That was why everyone was there at the O2 that night.
And in an instant, it's all over.
The finish was great. And what was great about the finish, not that everyone goes about the punch, it was the commitment to the attack. And listening to Derek James, he jabbed up, jabbed down, took the step with the front foot, and he threw the right hand right through his head and knocked him spark out. And I thought, he believes he can do it now.
Anthony Joshua's fights of late have largely been built around the jabs. If there was ever an opponent for him to go back to being the seek and destroy fighter he was earlier in his career, it's Otto Wallin.
Let's get ready to rumble!
Last time out against Otto Wallin, and we see it again, this precise, accurate, hurtful punching. He's so exciting to watch. He's so hard to beat now. This is good boxing, really good stuff.
Yeah. What motivated me the most, it was good because I had all my enemies in one room. Promoters that had come together that had trash talked me, journalists that had come together because they trash talked me, fighters had to come together that had trash talked me. So I was motivated to make my mark and stump my ground that day, to let them know I'm the king of the heavyweight division.
That's that right hand to the body. It's a lovely shot.
Well, against Otto Wallin, he grabbed the fight by the scruff of the neck. He got straight to the centre of the ring and he backed up exactly what he was saying in the build-up. That he was going to bully, he was going to outgun, and he'd done that. After that Helenius knockout, we would just see an Anthony Joshua back to the old mentality, style of fighting, if you like.
Oh, he got caught with a 1-2 piece, and he's up against the ropes.
It was the first time for a long time that I thought, yeah, this is Anthony Joshua. This is not the guy we've seen the last few years masquerading as Anthony Joshua. This is him. And I thought it was a fantastic performance from the first round to the finish.
He was just on that seek and destroy. I'm going to knock you out. I'm back. Confidence is there. Nobody's stopping me now. I'm levels above you. And it really, really turned some heads.
Oh, it's over. They've stopped the fight.
Confident, powerful, sharp, everything was firing on all cylinders. Joshua's back.
I think what happened to him in 2023 has been a massive boost for his career.
As far as rebuilding is concerned and finding that old, to use that word again, AJ, with the seek and destroy mentality, I think it was a box ticked. It was a successful 2023. But he wasn't the only one.
Fantastic piece, it really is. And look, that went in on Anthony Joshua, but the story goes so much deeper. So we've got two men here that know the story, not just from it as a pro, but covered him as an amateur as well, in Mike Costello and Barry Jones. Before we get to them, we're just over 20 minutes until the main card starts. You see that QR code, make sure you scan it. I mean, the action so far on the prelims has been fantastic. Main card is going to blow your heads off. It really is going to be really good. Let's talk about Anthony Joshua, because almost feels sometimes, Mike, that he's disrespected a little bit. All right, stadium fights aren't the norm. He made them the norm. Big arena fights aren't the norm in terms of selling them out. He's done that for years. Where do you think that disrespect comes from?
I think in the end, because he has been so successful, there will always be those who want to look for the defects. That's just part of human nature. But I thought what he said there in that interview towards the end of that feature that we've just been watching was really interesting about when he was here against Otto Wallin and he saw so many people around and about who had been critical of him all the way down the years, and he said he wanted to put that right. And I thought during that fight week there was something of a comparison with Katie Taylor in fight week for her rematch against Chantel Cameron, where she was getting really tetchy with people that she'd known for a long time in the media and beyond. And it was almost as if Anthony Joshua had that same kind of attitude in his fight week, as if to say, this now is all about me. I'm no longer caring about what other people think of me, say about me. This is about me now, getting my career absolutely back on track. And I think he took that into the ring with him against Wallin, and we saw the result.
The story of most boxers is up and down, right? I mean, you win some, you lose some, there are highs and lows. AJ's story is no different than that. Where is he now? Where is this story? Where is the next chapter?
Well, peaks and troughs.
Yeah.
In life in general. He's on his way to a peak, I feel. It's still early days yet. There's only one real fight that was complete in I think with a real tick. The others were okay, and this was a real big tick.
The Otto Wallin fight.
Yeah, the Otto Wallin fight, the last one. So we need more than that. I think we need to see another one, another dominant performance tonight, I think, to say that he is on his way back to the top again. Talking about how he is as a person, he was criticised for being media trained, which he was. He was a fantastic role model, I thought. The Klitschko, after he beat Klitschko, the amazing fight, the speech itself was as good as the fight. Like you wanted to go training, I wanted to go training. Every kid who boxed went to the gym the next morning, I guarantee it. It was awe-inspiring. But he got criticised. We don't get to see enough of Anthony Joshua. Now he's getting criticised for being himself, because he's too street. I don't know what people want from him. But I think now, as you said, Mike, I think he's realised I can't please everybody, but I just got to please myself and I'll be happy. And I think he seems to be at peace with himself. And I think that's not a bad place to be at this stage of his career right now, where we might not have too long left. I think that's a good place for him to be right now.
It's interesting, you mentioned the time left. AJ is 33, obviously looks supreme athlete, so we hopefully get him for a few more years. But there is a conversation about, okay, how long left? What more do you need to achieve? What more can he achieve? Is it becoming undisputed? Is it the Fury fight? Is it the Alexander Usyk get back? What are the targets now for Anthony Joshua?
Well, one is the undisputed title, and if that comes along, then it might be another of his ambitions, which is to become a 3-time heavyweight champion of the world. What's always struck me about Anthony Joshua is how keen he is on making his mark in heavyweight history. I'll just give you an insight from my dealings with him. When he won the world title for the first time, beat Charles Martin in 2016, the next time I saw him, I just tapped him and said, "Great to see you, champ." And he said, "Don't call me champ. I'm not worthy of that recognition yet, having beaten Charles Martin." And that, he said, was because of where he stood in heavyweight history. After he beat Vladimir Klitschko at Wembley Stadium on that momentous night in 2017, I asked him, "Can we now call you champ?" He said, "Yes, now you can." When he boxed Andy Ruiz here, or not far from here, in Diriyah in December of 2019 and won the title for the second time, I was working for the BBC at the time, clambered up onto the ring apron after he'd won. Before I could ask a question into the microphone, he shouted 2 times. And that was how much that meant to him. He's intensely aware of the history of this heavyweight division, which extends and appeals way beyond sport. And he's still got, he believes, another mark to make.
Yeah, but he needs to win tonight. That's the most important thing. Get the job done here, and then we can start talking about undisputed and 3-time heavyweight world champion. There's been so much discussion about how does Francis Ngannou win? How does Anthony Joshua win? Here is a bit of a breakdown on how Anthony Joshua could win tonight.
As he goes into this Francis Ngannou fight, I do think we'll see the best of Anthony Joshua. I think it's great that he's manoeuvred himself around trainers, because you'll pick bits up from all of them. I think he had an amazing trainer, Robert McCracken. I think he's experienced good times with Derek James.
I don't care how he won it, I just wanted him to win.
Now he's with Ben Davidson. Each and every trainer will offer him a little bit of something. You just want to see him now progress on.
I would like to see a bit more brute from AJ, and I do believe now with Ben Davidson we can see that.
More regular, short, sharp, change of tempo.
I can see during the rounds against Otto Wallin taking on board everything Ben Davidson's saying, and that's real trust.
Wow! Tyson Fury down against Francis Ngannou.
I think it's important for him to jump on Joshua early, try and really unsettle him, by any means necessary. Get close to Joshua, make him feel your strength. He made Joshua look skinny at the press conference. So if he can push him back and put a panic on him, Joshua might unravel.
Tiny advantage in height, but the depth of Ngannou is ridiculous.
He's a scary physical specimen, and of course AJ is as well, but I just don't think he's witnessed anybody that can move him around in the clinch like Ngannou's going to do.
Francis Ngannou's got to get as close to Anthony Joshua as he can and just hit anything.
There are so many different reasons why this fight could go south very, very quickly for AJ. He might get clipped with a big shot and feel his legs go all of a sudden, and if he hits the canvas, does he get back up and box clever like Fury does for the rest of the fight? I don't know as he does.
But there are vulnerabilities, and I feel somebody like Anthony Joshua will be able to make the most of those. He limped back an awful lot, and though he took the sting out of the shot from Tyson Fury, he was caught with a lot of right hands, and I feel AJ, what he does really well when he keeps things simple is brings his feet in, double jab, and then throws the right hand.
I expect AJ to win this fight through discipline, through educated pressure, through being smart, and through being better, making Ngannou work.
Francis Ngannou is not faster than anyone he's faced, he's not stronger than anyone he's faced. The only difference with this man is his mindset's on a whole different level. When you look at his background, where he's come from, what he's done to get where he's got, he's a bit of an enigma. But I just think if Josh goes in there and lets his hands go, he gets rid of Ngannou in double quick time.
I feel like AJ's the perfect person for Ngannou to fight, because if he cracks him, he can hurt him. We've seen him hurt. If he hurts him, he's going to rattle him, and if he rattles him, you might not be able to recover from that. And he's not quite as tricky as Fury, right? He's not quite as elusive. He's a bit more stiff and a bit more rigid. His head is going to be a bit more easy to connect with for me. It's a much better fight for Ngannou, this one is.
this is what I'm interested in seeing. Ngannou up close.
At range, at arm's length, there's only one winner. He cannot beat Anthony Joshua at range. But for us, as spectators, that makes it very exciting. Because if he can get close to Anthony Joshua, you never know.
Less than 15 minutes to go until this Knockout Chaos main card. Make sure you scan the QR code. You can see it there in the top left-hand corner of the screen. We kick things off in the heavyweight division. Fantastic matchup, this one. Justice Hooney, unbeaten, takes on Kevin Larino, former IBO cruiserweight champion, now campaigning as a heavyweight. In the lightweight division, Gavin Gwynn versus Mark Chamberlain. And then we move to the Battle of the Unbeatens, Israel Madrimov versus Magomed Kurbanov. They fight for the vacant WBA Super Welterweight title. Ray Vargas takes on Nick Bull, WBC Featherweight title up for grabs in that one. And then the big boys, Zhili Zhang versus Joseph Parker. Two guys that have had fantastic last 12 months. Battle it out to potentially see who could take on the winner of our main event, which is Anthony Joshua versus Francis Ngannou. That there is a Knockout Chaos fantastic card. One man who's going to be keenly interested in all of this is Mr. Eddie Hearn, and he's ringside with Todd Grisham.
Thank you, Ade. Assalamu alaikum.
Alaikum salam.
All right, did you run your 5K this morning?
No, I've been doing a lot of work this week, so with all the pressure and the nerves,
yeah,
I thought it was best to rest today, Todd.
So you're slacking. Okay,
yeah.
I got it. All right, let's talk about what's on the line tonight in our main event for Ngannou. He can be, pressure-free. He can just go out there and fight, have fun. If he wins, that's great. If he loses, whatever. As for AJ, what does this mean to him, big picture?
Yeah, all the pressure is on Anthony Joshua. The expectation, what lies ahead, the potential undisputed fight, the respect to boxing, if you like. And, I don't mean that critically to Francis Ngannou, but let's be honest, we can't be letting an MMA guy come in here and beat the elite guys. I felt like he did it against Tyson Fury. Tonight, we've got to put it right. AJ's got to be smart, disciplined. He's got to be destructive. But there will be some moments in this fight where we're biting our fingernails, we're looking through our fingers, because Ngannou, as I heard in that BT, the mindset of Francis Ngannou, he's not going to come in here to lay down. And when you hurt this guy, you've got to hurt him properly. I don't think that you can just one punch in the first or second round is going to end this. You've got to chip away till he goes over like an oak tree. And when he goes over, make sure he can't get up, because he will keep trying to get up.
We talked about the old AJ and the new AJ. You said he was back after Otto Wallen. Can he afford to be that kind of pressure fighter against Ngannou as he was against Wallen?
It's interesting, because I think you need to make the pace a little bit hot for Francis, because I think he will gas in the fight. You saw against Tyson Fury, there were times where I felt like he might empty the tank.
Yeah.
But because Fury got hurt, he didn't put the pressure on him. He didn't make him fight at pace. But when you do that, you have to put yourself in the danger zone. As Darren Barker said earlier, AJ can outbox Francis Ngannou really, really easily. Like, it's not even an issue. But when he gets close and when AJ lets his hands go, Francis will throw with him, as we saw from the Fury knockdown. And that is the danger. Someone that's prepared to throw with you. And I go back to the likes of Andy Ruiz at Madison Square Garden. He was hurt, he was out of the fight, and he decided to trade leather when AJ was trying to finish him. So that's the beauty of the heavyweight division. It can turn on a sixpence, and Francis has the size and the power to hurt any man in the division.
Talking about the heavyweight division turning on its axis, what happens in our co-main event if Zhili Zhang comes in and destroys Joseph Parker? I mean, he's still floating around there. He's got obviously a massive fan base in China, a lot of hype behind him.
Yeah, and he's already in a big fight tonight, but victory against Parker would stake his claim for a shot at the world heavyweight title as well. He's already interim champion. I do think the victories over Joe Joyce did glamorize him a little bit, even though he's a talented fighter, great amateur pedigree, he's an Olympian.
Parker won't be that reckless.
No, I think Parker wins tonight. I think Joseph Parker wins this fight. It's on points. Again, if he can force the pressure, if he can make Zhang work, I think he could gas in the fight. We've seen it before in the likes of Jerry Forrest when he boxed on a Canelo card. He's a big guy. What was he, 291
pounds, yeah.
Like, to fight at pace for 12 rounds, that's tough work. And Joe has got that style. He's elusive. If Andy Lee can come up with a game plan, I'd back Joseph Parker to upset the odds tonight.
A couple of weeks ago, you were asked a question, which fighter of Frank Warren's would you like to maybe promote if you could? He said he wanted B-Ball from you, but you said Nick Ball from me. He's fighting tonight. A lot of fans may not know much about him. What do you expect from him?
Oh, Nick Ball's all action. You know, he's only 5'2", and he's probably the smallest featherweight in the world, fighting the biggest featherweight in the world in Ray Vargas. Vargas has been a bit of an enigma. You know, for a long, long time, I didn't think he looked that great. I had him over in Hull once to fight Gavin McDonald, where he first won the WBC world title. But he's probably, arguably, #1 in the division right now. Some big wins. It's an awkward style for Nick Ball, but it's an awkward style for Ray Vargas. You're going to be punching down. I mean, this guy is down there. You know, and Nick Ball is relentless. He's really strong. He's got a great work rate. A lot of people stateside think Ray Vargas will be far too skilled for Nick Ball, but a lot of people, especially from Liverpool, think they're going to get a new world champion tonight.
Yeah, but hey, it's Mexico versus Great Britain.
Absolutely.
That hasn't gone in your favor the last couple of years.
Yeah, maybe it's time to change.
Yeah, all right. Other than those fights we've talked about, what are you most excited to see?
You know, Israel Madrimov against Kurbanov. Now for the WBA full super welterweight world championship. These guys have got a chance to put themselves in the fold for all the mega fights. Maybe a Terence Crawford moving up to 154. You've got Tim Tszyu, a champion with a WBO. Israel Madrimov unbeaten in 10. Kurbanov unbeaten in 25. This will be an absolute firefight. And for us, you know, we had Ray Ford win the World Championship last week.
What a moment.
This will be another World Championship to add to the roster. And it's a really tough fight for Israel Madrimov. Be a very tough night's work for both those guys. Look out as well for Justice Honey, our 8-0 heavyweight from Australia, fighting Kevin Lorena. You know, news, of course, Kevin Lorena's mother passed away just 24 hours ago. Our thoughts are with them. He decides to fight in her honour tonight. They're two very fast, light heavyweights. And look out for Gavin Gwynn against Mark Chamberlain as well. It's like an old-school British dust-up. I'll tell you, the card, top to bottom, it's an absolute peach.
Well, hey, we know Buster Douglas lost his mother and what he was able to do with Mike Tyson. We'll see if he's got that fire lit under him as well. Eddie Hearn, ladies and gentlemen, let's go back upstairs to Adeoladipo.
Here we go. Here we go. Look, we're nearly there now. This is it. We're less than, what, 5 minutes away from the main card starting. You see that QR code that you're seeing? In order to continue watching what is going to be a ridiculously good night of boxing, scan the QR code and get involved here. This is it now, isn't it?
We've seen that shot so many times. Ngannou landing on Tyson Fury in their fight here 4 months ago. What struck me about that was the exquisite timing. Can he do it again tonight? Look at the logo behind us, beneath us, KnockoutChaos. Heavyweight boxing, the first punch could be the last. Can't wait.
Can't wait indeed. As I look around at the big screens, the crowd's starting to fill up as well. I mean, you look at the poster, KnockoutChaos, it's all muscles here, isn't it? Two big boys gonna throw down, but it isn't just about the main event as well. The co-main event's a crazy one. And then you got Nick Ball versus Ray Vargas. Honestly, you can't miss this card. I've been itching to get involved in it ever since this card was announced, and we're about to go there. So scan the QR code, because in about 5 minutes, this place is about to erupt, and you don't want to miss it. Mike will be here, I will be here, the whole team will be here. You must make sure you're there as well.
Live on the Zone worldwide, Friday, March 8th. Joshua versus Ngannou. His earthquaking power shocked the world. The left Fury floored.
Big shot from Ngannou.
Now back into the ring. He seeks to knock down and knock out. But AJ is back. The pursuit of 3 times world champ is on. It's all to fight for in Knockout Chaos. Live on the Zone worldwide, Friday, March 8th. Buy now at DAZN.com.
NFL versus Bellator was just the beginning.
Wow. Speechless. I did not expect this.
As the Zone lands a season of top MMA.
Incredible.
Including PFL's exciting league, points, and playoff format. So enjoy Chris Cyborg, Vadim Nemkov, Clarissa Shields, and Jake Paul. Plus witness Francis Ngannou's MMA return.
Unbelievable.
The 6'8" champ of champs awaits. The Zone. Unleash the cage.